Hello, guys. Please help me welcome Sean's brother, Seth, to say a few words. Seth, 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 Seth.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming together and joining us for this momentous occasion. As Sean's youngest brother, I've known Sean for my entire life, and I hope that gives me at least some small insight into his personality. Sean is a man with many positive facets, and now that he owns a house, he has many leaky faucets as well. Sean believes in a day's work for a day's pay, that family is important, and that there is always time for a party. However, as this is a wedding speech, I won't be covering those good features, but will instead focus on his small flaws, as that's where all the funny stories are. Sean has always been the most frugal amongst us three brothers, always ready to search out a deal, just like our mother. Between my first and second year of university, a small administration error meant that I could no longer go back to residence. Hey, I never said whose administration error it was. However, Sean's roommates at the time, Cam and Joe, who are in the audience, had decided to move out, and Sean suggested that we live together. I still remember my first day of living with Sean. When I got a glass of water from our cupboard, I noticed that the only glasses we had in our house were random pint glasses, commandeered from the numerous bars around Toronto. When I went to watch a show, I was distracted by the fact that our TV had plastic wrap around it. To this day, that plastic wrap has remained, faithfully protecting Sean's 8-year-old $400 TV. Lastly, when I went to go sit down, Sean yelled at me that I owed him both rent and $200 for the privilege of sitting on the couch that his roommates had left. As a tall man, Sean has learned to be conscientious to others, sometimes to an almost ridiculous degree. When the two of us were traveling to Cuba together, we had premium economy seats, which allowed us to skip the boarding lines to enter the airline. Despite this, Sean had us wait to be the last to board, because he felt bad about skipping the line. When we were seated in the airplane, however, we were directly behind one of the TV screens. I'm sure the other passengers must have loved watching The Avengers, featuring Sean's massive head. All jokes aside, though, Sean met Andrea between my first and second year of living with him. During this time, I was back in Vancouver for the summer. Because neither of them would call each other boyfriend or girlfriend, I only found out when I got back. I do remember quite clearly the first time I met Andrea, however. She had come over to our apartment, which was on the 3rd floor of a row house. It had stairs leading up to the main floor, and I remember that although Andrea came up first, I saw both of their heads appear at exactly the same moment. Our entire family has agreed that Andrea and Sean make a wonderful couple that have helped each other grow through their relationship. Sean has become more calm, respectful, and better dressed, while Andrea has become much more assertive in life, no longer too polite to tell Spencer to shut it. This is a couple for whom the union is greater than the sum of the parts. I'll explain the math to you later, Sean. We're so glad that Sean and Andrea have found each other, and that I have found my big, yet albeit tiny, sister. Would everyone please join me in a toast to this amazing couple?